So the thing about Colin is that his birthday is today, the 4th of July. So we're gonna do a special episode just for him. So I met Colin when I think I was 20 years old. I was working as a congressional caseworker for military affairs, and he was a lieutenant in the Army. He was 5 years older than me, and you know the way young love goes, like it went really quickly. I was head over heels, oh my gosh, you know, whatever. And so I moved into his place pretty quickly, and we were getting really serious. So I take him out for his birthday, and when we get home, and this is, I want to say we've been together maybe 3 or 4 months at this point. And so when I get home, this is back when they had like answering machines. You didn't have cell phones, so just bear with me, people, okay? Just bear with me. So the answering machine was blinking, so we go and press it and everything. And, you know, there's his family who's, you know, wishing him a happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, there's this sassy chick on there, and she's like, "Hello, Colin. Happy birthday, my love. You're a quarter of a century old now." And blah, 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 and just going on about how much she loves him. And I'm just standing there, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Turns out this motherfucker has a fiance up in New Jersey who is living with her parents because she got brain damage from an accident that he got her in. And he's living with me? What an actual fuck. Like, seriously, that should have been the first red flag there. But again, I'm 20. I'm an idiot at that point, and I'm like so in love. Obviously, I tell him he's got to make a choice, and I'm not going to be, you know, the other woman. He plans a trip for the next weekend where he's going to go up to New Jersey, and he's going to decide if, you know, he wants to continue the relationship with her or being one with me. And see, ladies, let me just tell you, for the younger ladies, I'm sure you all know this, but, you know, that was the mistake right there, letting him choose. What the fuck? Obviously, he chose me or we wouldn't have a story here, right? So, you know, I meet his parents, and they live up in Connecticut, but, you know, their means are a lot less than my family's, which isn't a big deal, right? Like, who the fuck cares? But his parents immediately hate me. They blame me for Colin breaking up with the fiance. And I'm like, how the fuck is it my fault that your son's a cheating bastard? I'm just saying. So fast forward, I moved to Korea with the guy, right? Because that's what you do when you're 20 and in love. And I spend like 8 months over there, and I'm pretty sure he was cheating on me the entire time. And like, if we would go out shopping and whatnot, like on the market, he would want to like rent a hotel room just to have sex really quickly. And I'm like, I'm here to shop. Like, we have a condo. Why?
Let's go to the bathroom.
I mean,
or
yeah. I think in hindsight, there were so many red flags that I just like never picked up on. You know, the first being that like, he never defended me to his family, ever. He let his shitty ass parents and his shitty ass bitchy, cunty, ugly ass sisters, you know, say whatever they wanted about me, treat me however they want. So, you know, that should have been like a real big flag for me right there, because I am so family oriented, as most of y'all know. One of the things that really kind of fucked with me was after we had gotten back from Korea. I was 21, we were engaged, and his best friend's wife, who was a good friend of mine, she called me up one day and we were just chatting. I mean, it wasn't like she didn't call me like, you know, whatever. We were just chatting. And she mentions that Colin said that when he saw me in Hawaii, when he went to propose, that, you know, he felt like I had gained a lot of weight and he didn't know how to tell me. Excuse me? What the fuck? I mean, and I had, but like, you know, I gained probably like 20 pounds. My grandfather had died, and, you know, it was what it was. But like, after that point, like, I never felt comfortable having sex with him again, because I felt like he, you know, made it very clear that he currently found me unattractive. So, you know, this is like 1.5 years into our relationship. I should have got out then, because, you know, this ended up being like 7 fucking years of my life. But I was really hung up on the idea of being engaged, because, like, you know, all my friends were at that point and they were getting married, and that's what I wanted to do. I probably should have been a little more selective about who it was with, though. I'm just saying, hindsight. So throughout the next couple of years, I keep pushing back the wedding. In all fairness, I am in college at this point. And so I'm like, oh, it'll be when I graduate. Oh, it'll be when I graduate. Like, I don't know. I was never actually really excited about a wedding with him. And I think that's because on some level I knew that he wasn't right for me, right? But I think I was just too young to kind of like know to trust my gut on that. You know, so I stayed. We bought a townhouse together. You know, we did have a lot of good times, but, you know, come to find out, obviously he was cheating on me with anything that walked. You know, he was a real piece of fucking work. I've gone back and forth throughout my life with being like a vegetarian, a vegan, a pescatarian, whatever, or a meat eater. And so at the time I was a pescatarian, and we were going up to his parents' house for a barbecue because I think his sister was leaving or some shit like that. I don't know. She's such a fucking cunt. And so we're down here in Virginia at the time, and he's on the phone with his mom, and we're, you know, kind of like prepping for the trip, and he's telling me, yeah, my mom's gonna be making burgers and this and that and this and that, and everybody knows I'm a pescatarian. And so I told him, I said, can you ask your mom if it would be okay for me to bring up some salmon that I could put on the grill, right? I will buy it. I'm not asking anybody to, you know, do anything other than let me stick it on the grill. I'll even grill it. His mom says no, because then everybody will want some. And her idea of a meal for me that day would be potato chips. Yeah, that's what this fucking cunt-ass bitch said. No wonder her daughters are whores. Fast forward to, you know, it's been like 7 years at this point. I'm still pushing off the wedding. And I remember this one time, like, you know, and I don't know, just at some point, like, I just started being disgusted with him, right? Like, and I don't know if it's like because I suspected he was cheating on me or what, but it was bad. And one of my cousins had just gotten married to this really lovely young lady, and she was so perky and everything. And, you know, he says to me one day, I wish you would look at me like he looks at her, you know, with those adoring eyes. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, but I don't fucking adore you. Fast forward, it's Christmas 7 years later. We always spend Christmas with my family, Thanksgiving with his. I did not go up that year for Thanksgiving because his family was just treating me like shit, and I was tired of it. They literally had pictures of him and his ex-fiance, the one they blame me for breaking up, all through the house. They never put our pictures up. 7 years. No. Their son can do no wrong. He's so perfect. He's a West Pointer. I mean, like, I was going to great lengths to try to please him. Like, one of the things, you know, he wanted to have sex with a hooker, and this was like, you know, in the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever. So we drove into DC and we found one. I mean, I was trying to, you know, support his like insatiable sexual desires, but really it was ridiculous. So, you know, again, 7 years later, it's Christmas time, and one of my dogs was just killed. She was hit by a car. Landscapers had left the gates open. So I was like hysterical, and I want to say, like, you know, it's a day after or 2 days after Christmas, and we're about to have a family party that we have every year. There are like 70 people that come and whatnot, and it's like a super fun party. Well, he's up in Connecticut with his parents, and I call him up, and I'm just, you know, crying and crying and crying and stuff, and he's like, all right, well, you know, I'll be down later tonight or tomorrow. Next day, him and his dad come down. He brought his fucking dad so that he could come to the party where my entire family is at and break up with me. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you cheated on me. No. I'm like, you're so full of fucking shit. Turns out he was fucking this whore ass stewardess. Yeah, I'm gonna call her a fucking stewardess. You know, and whatever. But they ended up getting married. But, you know, right after they get married, he's calling me up wanting phone sex. This motherfucker has some nerve. That whole relationship with Colin, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys and keep it 100. That one really fucked me up for a long time because he made me feel like I was not enough. Like, we even went to a swingers club when I was trying to, you know, kind of like get him back. Because, of course, there was that like awkward, like, get back together period after you found out somebody's cheating, blah, blah, blah. So I went to a fucking swingers club. This shit isn't me. But I did this all for him. Ladies, don't do this shit. Know your worth and know who the fuck you are. And you know what, Colin? And your motherfucking skanky ass mother and sisters and your piece of shit father, fuck all of you. Come get me. You know where the fuck to find me. Oh yeah, and Colin, happy birthday, bitch. Hope it's a great one.